love my job. I mean, I get out and meet other Canadians. It's great fun going into the communities and showcasing their communities.
Well, actually, I thought I would die on my adventures after after bungee jumping, you know. I mean, what else?
Oh, yum. Fellow Canadians, can I share?
Can you believe he's letting me drive?
Woo!
It's and it's over. Colleen Jones, he's on top of the world again.
Just a few highlights there from the incredible career of Colleen Jones. How could you capture them all in just a few seconds? She is, of course, also part of the CBC family, a reporter for almost 3 decades, a world champion curler, and an author as well, with a brand new book. Colleen Jones is here today to talk about throwing rocks at houses, my life in and out of curling. I've got the book here. So great to have you here on set.
I just love looking at those hairstyles through the years and the hair colors. It just keeps changing, doesn't it? I love it.
The short and curly was an interesting one. I like the look you're rocking right now. All right, speaking of rocks, we have so much to talk about. We'll talk about your career too. But first I want to start with what inspired you to write this. Because you had, from all accounts in this book, a life-altering health scare. Tell us about that.
December 10th, 2010, was at a farmer's market and started feeling woozy, quite sick, the world falling in around me. Turned out, and they were able to make the diagnosis thanks to a spinal tap after a couple of hours once I got to emerge. I had bacterial meningitis, and that required, you know, first off, multiple drugs and IV pulls, etc. And then there was the healing process from that. Luckily, they caught it in time, because if you don't catch bacterial meningitis in time, it has some extremely frightening consequences, including death. After that, a couple of months later, I needed brain surgery, and that went beautifully well. The thing about recovering from that, waking up the next day and emerge and saying, and having doctors say you made it, and you're going, thumbs up for that, right? You have an amazing feeling of gratitude after it. You have for life that you got to live, and that you have this, a little bit of new perspective to stop thinking about tomorrow so much and just live for today and be mindful of today and the people that you're with and be very present. Then that manifested itself into trying to return to curling, and I was lucky enough to be able to play second stone for my former second stone, Marianne Arsenault. We got back to the Scotties in 2013, back to the shrine of curling for me, and that was sort of a full circle of the journey. And I had, again, a lot of different attitude to be back that time. Instead of sort of a killer instinct, it was more a gratitude that I was getting to play at this place.
Well, that's why I'm wondering, when you went back to your old self, and just to remind people about, you know, your incredible career at curling, a record 6 Canadian Women's Curling Championships, 2 World Championships, records, by the way, that have yet to be broken.
Yeah, Jennifer Jones might do that, and she's got an Olympic gold too.
You've also, as a broadcaster, covered 9 Olympics. I wonder now, as you talk about this sort of new light in which you look at events in your life, when you went back to curling, how was that different for you after the experience?
I had lost a little of the killer instinct, I would say, that you need to compete. I mean, the drive and intensity to play at any level in any sport is pretty mind-boggling. Your commitment to perfection almost is wired in. But with that comes, every time I would lose a game, my sense of self-worth would deteriorate quickly. Like, when you are winning, you're high as a kite, and when you lose, you're as low as you can go.
Sure.
Because you value that win so much, and it's like an addiction. So in some ways, when I came back, maybe it's also because I've become older, maybe you mellow, who knew? But I had a different perspective. But in some ways, that has helped me as a player, because again, focusing on the now in sport is very important. You're never supposed to look at your last end, or in hockey, your last period, or in, you know, you learn from them, but you need to stay in the present moment. So I think I'm doing better at that.
In the book, you talk about, you know, of course, you're a highly trained athlete, and you've done everything like yoga, meditation, and that kind of thing. And so you were trained already to do that, live in the moment we're all supposed to, mindfulness. But you say even that wasn't enough compared to what you need now.
Well, I work on that every day still, and on the days I don't do it, you know, I don't feel that I'm present, so I try to practice mindfulness and gratitude every day of my life. In the hospital, when I was in the emergency room with bacterial meningitis, I was able to resort to a lot of athletic inner training of be in the moment and accept what is happening now. Don't fight it, don't struggle. It's just, this is going to happen and unfold. You know, once you have a medical team looking after you, doing all they can, there's nothing I can do. The worry of it doesn't help. So the mindfulness training from curling, which I try to apply to my day-to-day life, helped me a lot getting through, I like to call it episodes, but certainly getting through any health episode for anybody who's suffering. If it's Rob Ford, if you go into any hospital anywhere, people are full. The rooms are full of people struggling, trying to get better, and health teams helping them do that. And the compassion and wisdom we need to offer those people is, we need to do that a lot.
It's a great message, and we also know that something like that affects so many other people. All of your loved ones and your families go on that journey with you. You talk about growing up. You talk about your many, many siblings.
Yes.
8?
I have 8 siblings, 7 sisters.
Right. That's got to be an interesting house to grow up in. And then you talk about life, marriage, motherhood, all of that. In this book, what might people be surprised to learn about you? What did you want to get across in terms of your own personal story?
There were a couple of things that I was hoping that if I can even just reach out to one person and say, you know, be present now. Enjoy your life now. Stop worrying about what the future holds. It's all about right now. And also, if there's a 16-year-old girl like me, when I was 16, to kind of dream bigger dreams. You might not become a world champion, but pursue all that you've been put on this earth to do. You know, chase the dream. And if I would have liked to have had that message. I had the incredible character Anne Shirley from Anne of Green Gables, who I adored and was my role model, even though she was not a real character. But I love the one Lucy Maud Montgomery created. We need those kind of role models to kind of say, I can do that. I just may be a little country bumpkin from Halifax, Nova Scotia, but I can become a world champion. So I'm hoping for a 16-year-old girl even, it's going to have some message, and for a 50-year-old woman to say, or man, you know, live in the moment now.
I know there are viewers out there who are so happy to see you again right now. So many mornings in this time zone you shared with Canadians.
15 years, yeah.
That's a long time, and you reflect on your time in the book as well, your time with the CBC, and we miss you. I know you've stepped away for a while. A lot of people are going to want to know what's next.
Oh, who knows what's next? My life has not been planned. I mean, it's just fallen into my lap, so I don't know, but I love reporting, and I get back to it on January 1st. I love telling other people's stories, and I've been very lucky. Look at that hairstyle.
Hair again.
That was one of the first Olympics in New Zealand. The next chapter, it's not written, and I don't try to plan it. I just go day to day and see whatever happens, and I enjoy the ride. And I think that was my message from bacterial meningitis, enjoy the ride.
We will be watching with great interest your next steps. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me. It's lovely being back here, seeing so many familiar faces. I love this place.
Lots of hugs going on behind the scenes with this lady here. And here's her book, Throwing Rocks at Houses. Colleen Jones, thanks for being here.
Thank you.